I think initially we thought getting here and we would be close to the river, but we forgot that these are huge valleys and rifts. The river lies really, really deep.
Everything is closed because it's Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, and we're trying to get to the river, which is proving a little bit difficult. We've been negotiating with for quite a while to find someone who would take us to the Mekong or the Lansang, and we finally found a guy who could do it within our budget. We're in a Tibetan village that I think is largely Christian, but we don't really understand the history. We're going to try and figure out why in the middle of this extremely Buddhist part of the world, this one particular town has such a strong Catholic face. The hotel we were in has pictures of Jesus and Mary next to their traditional Tibetan wedding photos, so there's something interesting happening here. We just don't quite understand it yet.
When you get here, it's kind of Tibetan Christian, strange little community on the side of the river with the church making wine. It's a new kind of thing to look at. It's kind of more of a highway up here, a highway to cultures, a highway to tradition. The river is not used by the people in the same way that it's used in the lower basin.
After the mountain, the landscape changed very differently. There's a beautiful the landform, different colors of mountain. It's just like a Grand Canyon. Oh. And we can also stop there to do some photography. So if you guys have any questions, and ask me, and I can give you answers.
We've been driving for about 2 days, about 10 to 12 hours a day. Really beautiful, but just a lot of time in the car. And we finally arrived at a monastery, and we're actually in a school now, and there's about 140 little monks running around, very curious about us.
So this is the first temple to build when the move this monastery was set down.
Our travel companion Tashi made some calls and connected us with a monk who is also a filmmaker and an environmental activist. He's showing us around a little bit, and he's going to explain a bit about Buddhism and the connection to nature and the environmental situation in general here.
Oh, it's really hard when it's like this. There's a lot going on, and I kind of stick on a corner or find somewhere for a little while and watch people come and go, and if something's happening I stay, if not I leave. You know, the scene can change so quickly. You have 50 people and then you have 2. So it's kind of waiting for it to fill up and then I shoot. People or countries or communities, you view a river as a very small, you interact with a very small piece of a river, but it's much, much bigger than that, and the things that are done to it on one tiny piece can have huge effects downriver. It's been a long trip to get here. We've done 2,000 kilometers in a car. It's been days of driving and just sitting on end, kind of waiting to get here. We've had an incredible experience throughout this portion of the trip. I think the most important thing that could come from this project is the fact that we leave it up online and we leave evidence of what exists now along this river. The biggest dangers are climate change and commercialization, so the building of dams and exploiting resources for money, which is natural. Countries need money, people need money, but it's maybe being done a bit unsustainably. Just showing that this river is much bigger than one dam site or one fishing community or one village. The variety of ways and the types of people that are living along it are just so huge. So if we can kind of at all show the scale and the importance of it, then it will have been a success.